Welcome back, and today I'm going to talk about the consumer surplus. And the question is here, discuss the consumer surplus using indifference curve approach. So, at first, we need to know what a consumer surplus is. You can see that there is a formula written here that consumer surplus is equal to price a consumer is willing to pay and subtracting the price a consumer actually pays. So there are two things. One is the price a consumer is willing to pay minus price a consumer actually pays. So how it actually works? Let's take an example. You have 50 taka in your pocket and you are going to pay that amount for a particular product, which means you are willing to pay 50 taka for a particular product. Then, when you actually went to the shop to purchase that product, you come to know that the product costs only 40 taka. So you're happy. You paid 40 taka, but you were willing to pay 50 taka. So now, after paid that amount, you have 10 taka in your pocket. And that's the excess amount you have left. And this is what we call consumer surplus. So consumer surplus can be shown in many ways. So one of the ways is indifference curve. So at first, to show this using indifference curve approach, I'm going to draw two axes as usual. This is our x-axis and this one is our y-axis. Notice that the x-axis stands for quantities of products you are purchasing. Okay, so this one is quantities of product X. So what the y-axis stands for? Well, this axis stands for money, which means how much money do you have. So this one is money and this axis is quantities of product X that you are planning to purchase. Now I am going to draw a budget line. So this is our budget line, and let's put some labels here, like this can be A or this can be P, price line. So this is P and this is L. So in this budget line we can see there is a trade-off situation, which means you can maintain or you can keep all your money in your pocket. So you have OP amount of money in your pocket, in your wallet, and you are not going to purchase any product at all. So the quantities of product will be zero because you are not purchasing any product at all, and the money that you have, the amount of money is OP. Okay, so this is one thing you can do. You can keep all your money in your pocket, so you have maximum OP amount of money. On the other hand, you can purchase product X, so you're not going to keep any money in your pocket, so money will be zero. So you will be able to purchase OL quantities of product X with your money, right? So it's a trade-off. You can either purchase you can either purchase OL quantities of product X with all your money, and you can keep all your money in your pocket, which is OP. So you're not going to purchase any product at all, which means the quantities will be 0. So we just added these 2 points, and this is our budget line. So right now you do not know how much money it will take to purchase product X. So you still do not know about the price of product X. You have assumption of how much it can cost, right? You have just assumed it. So based on your assumption or knowledge, you thought that product will cost some money, like this. I am going to draw an indifference curve here. So this is an indifference curve. Sorry, my pen has a problem. So this is an indifference curve, and you are choosing this point in the indifference curve. Let's see what this point actually means. If we add this indifference curve point with its coordinates, right, so we are getting some values here. This is M, this is N, for example. Now you are going to purchase ON quantities of product X, okay, and this will cost PM amount of money. Again, I'm saying that you are planning to purchase ON units of product X, which will cost you PM amount of money. So this is your cost. This is what it takes. Then you will have OM amount of money left in your pocket. So this is what you're spending, and this is what you have in your pocket. This is your savings, right? It's your expenditure, and this is your saving. So you are purchasing ON quantities of product X, then you are spending this amount PM, and you are having OM amount of money in your pocket. Then when you went to the shop to purchase the product, you come to know that the price of that product is not high. Okay, now you're so happy. The product costs less than you thought. Now you will be able to choose a better or superior indifference curve. So the new indifference curve you will have is this one. So this is the point I'm going to choose. So the indifference curve will be just like this. Okay, so this is a new indifference curve situation you are choosing. So let's see what it means. Okay, so I'm just adding this point with its coordinates. Okay, right, so now you can see that the product costs less than you thought, and you are still purchasing ON quantities of product X, but the product costs less, which means you are incurring only, let's take PL or OP. Okay, so this is O, or you can say this is Z. Okay, this is Z, it doesn't matter. So you can see that you thought the product will cost PM amount of money, but now it costs only PZ, right? So this is the point you are choosing. I can put values like U, and this is V. Okay, you thought that the price will be PM, which means you are incurring PM amount of money, but Now you are incurring only PZ amount of money. This is your cost right now. What means you will have extra ZM amount of money in your pocket. So this area ZUVM, this area is your consumer surplus, which means you will have this extra or excess amount of money in your pocket. Again, I am going to discuss this. ON is the unit of product you are going to purchase. Okay, so you thought that the price or money you will need to pay is PM. This is the money you wanted to pay for the product, right? And you could save only OM amount of money. But then you come to know that the product's price is less than you thought. So it costs only PZ amount of money. It is the cost you are actually paying. It is the price you are actually paying. So now you have extra ZM amount of money in your pocket. So this area is your consumer surplus, which means you can use this extra amount or excess amount to purchase other goods, right? So that's how consumer surplus can be shown using indifference curve approach. And thanks for watching the video.